over there. I am aware of the Blizzard drama, and it is the biggest fucking clown show. I cannot believe that the way this has played out in such a short amount of time is actually just fucking unbelievable. What happened? Here's the story, right? Some nerd is looking to improve his M+, so he's looking through the keys he's trying to do and finds a log. Our boy is going through logs, which already there's like fucking typers who are like, how did you find this log? This is very unusual that you would find this log. No, it's not at all. Like, if you're unaware that geeks sit around browsing logs, then you're already a fucking clown and your opinion doesn't matter. So some guy's going through logs of a key that he's working on and finds a really weird log because everything in the log points to it probably shouldn't have been timed. Upon further investigation of this log, my boy finds that the last boss and a one trash mob suddenly died. The boss was at 1.4% and then just died. And then this other trash mob was at 89% health and then just died, allowing the team to time the key. That's weird. So the dude looks into the log. It's very lucky. So the dude's like, what the hell is going on there? Checks the log and sees that it was death touched. It was death touched. This is the story as I understand it for now, and it is still developing. So if there's things that change in this, we'll find out. It was death touched by a mysterious sixth person in the Mythic Plus group. A GM. A GM killed the mobs for them to get them the timer. So my dude then checks the group and realizes that this group's got a couple of streamers in it. And it's like, what the hell is going on here? What the hell's going on here? It's got a couple of streamers in it. Some further digging, they find the GM's name. It's DJ something. DJ something. So they then start investigating further into this. They're checking like Rated.io. They're trying to find who is this person and is this person like actually like a Blizzard GM, like a senior GM. Like you have to be a pretty senior GM to have the tools to do this. Lo and behold, they find them. After some digging, they get found on Twitter. Of course. They then find out that this GM is quite a fan of one of the streamers, the lady streamers that were part of that group, and has been replying to their tweets and is a fan of theirs and blah, blah, blah. In their thing. So, people obviously go to, like, Reddit, like, certainly competitive WoW, and are like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? Like, there seems to be a GM that is death-touching these mobs in high Mythic Plus keys. So obviously now you know Mythic Plus is competitive. They have like a title and a mount and all that kind of stuff, similar to PvP. There seems to be a GM that's like killing the dungeon or part of the dungeon for them to make sure they time it to get the key. So they get the ranking or whatever. Now, because the couple of people involved are streamers, they get asked about it. I have to play it for you because either these people do not realize the kind of trouble they've put this GM in, or they really just don't fucking care. At all. I'm going to play you this clip, because it's frankly hilarious. They've come out and said this. It's really funny. Here we go. So this is the streamer involved, one of the people involved with this incident, talking about it.
No, listen, let me
Okay,
explain it to you.
okay. You say your piece.
We're doing the key, and we killed the last boss, and I'm like, oh my god, we're missing percent. Like, how? This route looked fine. And I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my god, he probably forgot the Arcanist on pull 1. Bro, I have to do this shit again. And then I'm like, I go to my GM friend, I'm like, bro, please, can you do me a solid and just like,
Bro,
look, this thing has 20
no
mil,
way.
bro. Can you please just one shot?
Bro, there ain't no way
For
you
the one
asked
time,
to
for the
do it.
one time.
I go to my GM bro and say, can you do me a solid? And kill this thing. Yeah, like like unfucking believable.
Bro,
Look, I meant no harm from it. If Blizzard wants to revoke that key or revoke my title, whatever they see fit, I don't care. Like, personally, I think it was harmless. I didn't expect him to, like, do it. In hindsight, he shouldn't have done it. He was just, like, doing me a solid because I fucking hate homework keys. I hate Resil keys. I'm like, bro, my tank fucking up one pull, I now have to spend another 30 minutes of my life. Like, I'll do it. I don't care, I'll do it.
The simple fucking lack of understanding as to what the problem is here is hilarious to me. Hilarious to me. Oh, I had to do another 30-minute dungeon. That's where their mindset was at. It's like, oh, I don't want to do another dungeon. Like, this dude is going to get fired like, for doing this. Like, the lack of understanding as to why this is a problem or trying to downplay it or whatever is just fucking mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling to me that you don't understand the scope. Like, are you 12? Like, how do you not understand the scope of what you've done here? You've fully exposed that you contacted a GM or you were chatting with them in voice or whatever and had them change a dungeon in a competitive environment in a game where people really fucking care about this stuff. And that person is now just being dragged not under the bus, under the train, under everything else. Like, absolutely fucking outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Well, they death touched the boss at 1.4%. Like, I think it was Lothraxian, you know, big gold guy. But the death touch spell does AoE. It kills everything around it. So they had to kill a trash mob. So the GM fired the death touch to they pulled the thing in they needed for percent. That's coming in. It's on full health. They haven't got time to kill it. It's going to mean that the key's not successful. They'd have to do it again. So pops the death touch, which finishes the boss at 1.4 and then kills the pretty much full health trash mob at the same time, allowing them to time the key. Now, of course, there's always someone who's going to say, in the grand scheme of the universe, this doesn't matter. Yeah, we know. Thank you. That's fantastic. But ultimately, this is horrendous for the game. This is just horrendous because it raises so many questions of, is this happening elsewhere? How many times has this happened? It just throws the whole thing into just doubt and suspicion and just horror. It's already bad enough with boosting going on for titles. It's already bad enough with that. And now you've got GMs who work at Blizzard getting involved.
Dude, hear me out.
What?
I figured out a new tech.
What?
Race the world first.
Yeah.
Insert a double agent into the GMs.
Yeah, like we wouldn't be able to tell if the boss suddenly fucking died. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't be able to tell. Why is this log public? I don't know why this log is public. That I can't figure out. I can't figure out for the life of me why this log was not hidden, removed, or anything. There was a pug in the group. So, I mean, that almost makes it worse, is that a GM with a stranger in the group decided to do this. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just insane. Just absolutely insane. This all screams of fake news. I mean, they just admitted it. What do you mean? You think this, they think this is like, I mean, potentially this is some really five-head fucking plan to do what? That we have logs and we have an admission and you're saying fake news? I don't get it. I don't get where you're coming from with that. We have the data and we have the admission of it happening and you're saying I don't believe it. I don't know. Potentially some oh, it's medic. Jesus Christ. Fix your notifications. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. The worst part for me is as a normal player, you can't have a G. It just, yeah, exactly. Exactly. It just feels horrendous for everybody. It's just the scope and scale of the ramifications of stuff like this is just awful. Because now this is now a meme forever. It's like, have you I guarantee you there's already people saying, have you considered just inviting a GM to help you? Have you tried, like, trying to flirt with a GM? Right? Have you, like, this is now just a meme forever. This is, like, entrenched in lore. Every time you struggle is like, well, you just need to... It's just a horrible look. It's just a horrible, horrible look. Flooding with... Of course! This is, like, entrenched forever. It's like, have you just considered getting a GM to help you out? Do you know what I mean? It's just so... It's sad. And what a fucking clown the GM is. What a moron. I don't know if there's some, like, romantic affiliation here. I'm not going to make that assertion. But if there is, do you like my death touch? Like, what is that? That's like showing off your magic cards. It's like, what are you doing? Right? Like, what are you doing? Like, look at my death touch. Like, what are you doing? Magic cards are more impressive. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Death touch me, daddy. The GM is a mage, obviously. God bless this fucking... Because, I mean, we don't know... It just, again, it raises so many questions. How many times has this happened? Where you felt comfortable enough, in their words, to say, bro, can you do me a solid? How many times has this happened? Is it happening elsewhere and it's not being logged? Like, is there teams that have been doing this for a while? It just raises so many questions, and it just throws a black cloud over all this stuff that Blizzard's trying. I mean, they have massive tournaments for Mythic Plus. People compete. Mythic Plus is one of the ways that, you know, the more casual players can get into a competitive environment because they can work on it and stuff. Yeah, Bex has been digging. I checked the GM. His Twitter is down, but he's been at Blizzard for 3 years on the WoW team since May, so not a great time. Well, I mean, I would be actually just absolutely shocked if this person was not already fired. Like, already. Done. GMs in the past have been fired for way, way less egregious things than this. Especially something that actively affects leaderboards and people competitively trying all over the world of Warcraft to get their title and mounts and cut-offs and things like that. If you had made it sure... I just showed the admission. Yeah, I just showed the admission. They tracked the spell down. Tettles has done a video on it. I was watching it this morning. So Tettles did some more digging. The spell IDs all completely add up with Game Master tools. It's one of the earliest ones. Like, it's none of us here who don't know that GMs have Death Touch. We see it all the time in every MMO. It's a very normal thing to have access to. But yeah, I'm shocked by the whole thing. I really am. I'm just like, I can't. For me, I can't imagine the mindset where anybody thought this was okay. Like, well, I'm not going to do that, right? That's just dumb. It's just dumb. Like, why would you do this? Why would you do this in any way? Certainly with streamers that are notoriously egotistical and like to talk and flap their gums. And there are very, 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 very few of us who can keep a secret. Very, very, very few. Something you learn very quickly when you start dealing with streamers. There is an extraordinarily small amount of them that can keep a secret. And those find each other pretty fucking swiftly, of those that you can actually talk to. And yeah, it's... People can't keep secrets, and streamers are even worse. Because it's content. And they're so many content focused. So the idea that you would do this with your job... it's weird. It's fucking weird. I saw a Discord streamer go around that applies the guy who got his GM powers 2 weeks ago. I think it was like 30 days. He was on the Diablo team and moved to something else. Yeah, moved to something else. It's insane to me. This is one of those things that people will be like, oh, it doesn't really matter. It really does. It really does. Like, it's that it sets a scene for so many things, and it just really demoralizes everybody who thinks they have some chance at moving up the ranks and doing things and trying things, to know that this kind of thing is happening and has happened. It's so demoralizing. It's so sad. Yeah, it's so sad. Public perception is everything. It doesn't even matter if it's true. It's public perception is everything. Unless you can be concrete about it, which this seems... I mean, there's always a chance that this is some sort of big scamboozle. There's always that chance, but it seems pretty legit. Sad. You know, this Kelsey, we're not going to active Game Master. Yeah, maybe. It puts the raid to world first as a question. No, I don't think this affects the race to world first because that's broadcast live. Like, they don't publicize the logs, but it's broadcast live. Like, if you suddenly saw Lura Demencius just fall over, like, at 1% or whatever, then, you know, you'd be like, what the fuck just happened there? And certainly the other teams would be like, that's not right. That's not right. It's not like actual Touch of Death could do that kind of damage. Like, if something like that happened in the race to world first, hundreds of thousands of people would see it. This was off stream, I believe, when this happened. It just seems they had a pug in there, according to you guys. What was the ploy for Ian to integrate noise for WoW? There are definitely weird people out there who do very strange things to try and, in their mind, they've convinced themselves. There was a recent one, I think it was a Carl Jobs one, of some guy who, like, threw away his entire speedrun career by making fake speedruns in order to try and show that it was easy to do, which any advanced person in that genre would know that it's very easy to do, and just like got full binned off and banned from everything for trying to... They convinced themselves it was a good idea. Can't wait for Max to call Ian during the Ultech race to first to ban their banned players. Not likely, especially now. Like, this is one of those things internally at Blizzard. It's like, okay, we really need to now have weekly reports, daily reports of has your avatar used these spells in what occasion. Like, this is what prompts internal policy change, because we talked about this recently about something else. It's like, people are people regardless of what policies you put in place. Is people are people, and people do stupid fucking things all the fucking time regardless of safety rails, right? You can put a fucking giant fucking ring of rope around a hole in the floor and some cunt's gonna push through it and walk and fall in the fucking hole, right? Like, that's people. So this is the kind of thing that now prompts us, like, okay, we now need logs of every instance of X, Y, and Z spell or GM tool being used, and a justification, a note to go with it, time logged. This is when we did it in this environment. Why did you do it? All these things. And the reason this now needs to be in place, and it wasn't before, maybe not, I don't know, is because no one would be fucking stupid enough to do this. It's one of those things you just don't consider. Like, no one would be stupid enough to fucking do this. Oh, wait, somebody did this. Somebody fucking did this. Somebody fucking did this. Yeah, somebody fucking did it. Somebody is that fucking stupid that they did do that. I don't know. If it turns out to be fake, what an elaborate plot for what motive and motivation, I don't know. There's always someone, there's always someone stupid enough to do it, no matter what you put in place. If you tried to get their GM friend to help out, it's clearly happened before. I mean, not clearly. I don't agree with that. I think that's a little bit of an internet mentality, is like jumping to conclusions. We don't know, but it raises the question, is what I would say. Is it feels very casual. That might be how they're telling the story, but it does feel very casual. Like, do me a solid is one of those things that's like, that seems, you know, rather casual. Was it told as a joke? Like, it never would have happened. You know, I've never asked this before, but I'm like, oh, bro, I don't want to do this key again. Can't you just jet that touch it? I can see that happening. That's something I would say if I had a GM friend, but I would never, like, expect that to fucking happen. But I could totally see people interpreting that as, like, you're saying it very casually. That seems like you've done it before. So it raises those suspicions and doubts. That's the problem. Someone write an SQL report or two before someone was dumb reason. I've done it many times. Many times. It happens all the fucking time. You can't stop people being people, no matter how hard you try. People are fucking people, and people do stupid things all the time. We all do it. We're not immune. I'm not immune. We all do it. We all do stupid fucking shit. Yeah. I would be very uncomfortable chilling in comms with somebody who had death touch abilities. Especially if I was doing something even remotely competitive. I would not be okay with that. I'd be like, I have it bad enough in the past where I've had members of our boys in blue who've been a part of our raid team, and you're like, there's definitely things I don't want to talk about while you're here. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that in any way. Like, I've had various members of authorities who've been a part of raid teams. If I had death touch abilities, I'd be killing players. That's why you shouldn't have them. That's why you shouldn't have them. You can't be trusted. But yeah, what a fucking stupid situation. Really fucking stupid. So casual as well.
Bro, please, can you do me a solid and just like look, this thing has 20 mil, bro. Can you please just one shot?
Bro, there ain't no way
For
you
the one
asked to
time, for the
do
one
it.
time.
Bro.
Look, I meant no harm from it. If Blizzard wants to revoke that key or revoke my title, whatever they see fit, I don't care. Like,
see, that's the bit you're not getting. It's about you. It's just about you. It's just about you. I faced this with the XP potion things. I was like, roll back my count. Do whatever you need to do. Do whatever. And they were like, it's not the point. You did it in front of a lot of people. You encouraged other people to do it passively or whatever. Like, it's not about your account. It's not about your personal thing. It's about what you, the way it's come about. It's about everything else involved. Yeah, it's about the whole shape of what you've done, the entire public image, the whole thing. It was the same thing. I did the same thing, but you got to admit to it. You know what I mean? You got to admit to it. It's like, yeah, you did do that. You did it in a public forum, and you did do all those things. It is the way it's got to be, which makes sense. It makes sense. You accept your punishment and you move on and you learn, which is why we're here today, to be the old man, to learn and grow. Yeah, it is one of those. We need shame back. There's a very large lack of shame. A very large lack of shame. It is one of those things. What? Death Touch isn't available for player accounts, GM or not, which is one that reeks on you here. I know GMs who've had Death Touch. I'm not sure what you mean. Like, it's been used a couple of times for various functions. Like there's only a couple in public, but it has been used on various occasions. Only very senior characters get it though. Yeah, it's a senior thing. You don't give it to like Zoe used to be a GM, but it's not like Zoe could wander around death touching people. In fact, so quite a few people here have been either GMs. There's many tiers of where you go up. Yeah, but I know several GMs that do have access to those tools. They're the ones that are called in when it's an actual, like, okay, you're supposed to be the guy. It's like calling SWAT, right? You've got the normal police, you've got community service, then you've got normal police, and then you have like the SWAT team, and you call them on a thing. And not on accounts that would be played in a dungeon. He wasn't playing. I think you're really confused, Jix, on what's happening. This person was not a part of the team. He was in there floating, watching within the dungeon as a sixth person. He wasn't one of the 5 members of the Mythic Plus team. There was the 5 Mythic Plus guys. And then there was the GM was in there watching internally. Is what was going on. You can see on the logs it comes from a character that is not a part of the M Plus team. Is what's happening. But there you go. That's the drama for today. Again, this guy made patchwork. Oh. I'm kind of curious on this before we move on. The GM.
I was the designer for the World of Warcraft raid boss, Patchwork, in Naxxramas. Let me tell you how he was designed.
Okay, there's a... Oh, God. I could go on about 25 fucking minutes about this boss. This guy must be so proud. This guy led potentially the largest World of Warcraft Raids and Dungeons forum thread that ever existed. It certainly was the largest thread that was ever created during Vanilla WoW. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody could figure out how Patchwork worked, and so the top guilds threw it to the community with all the information they had to try and figure out how Patchwork worked, because they didn't know.
Jeff Kaplan was reminiscing on an EverQuest boss called the Avatar of War. As Jeff remembered it, this boss wasn't too fancy, it just hit you really hard. Tanks tanking, healers healing, DPS doing their thing. All of the difficulty and excitement of the Avatar of War was based on how tightly it was tuned. And he had a theory that a boss like that in World of Warcraft could be really exciting too. So I got to work.
I've met him. And he never told me that. I've met that guy. I recognize him. I spoke to him.
The first problem we had was that tanks back then had a little over 4,000 health. But even if Patchwork was hitting for 4,000 on every hit, healers had no problem keeping up. Raid groups regularly had 2 to 4 tanks, so I had Patchwork rotate his hits between a tank and multiple off tanks. That's where we ran into the second problem. Simply spamming heal spells onto dedicated targets for the duration of the fight gets tedious, and so a custom attack prioritization system was devised to allow Patchwork's auto attacks to land on the primary tank with additional big hits on the off tanks.
Hateful Strike, baby.
Hateful Strike
Yes,
as
sir.
a temporary name because the algorithm chooses amongst the 3 enemies with the most threat, also known as hate. To be honest, I never expected the name Hateful Strike to ship, but here we are. Hateful Strike targets the off tank with the most health to give healers some extra reaction time if heals were landing at different times due to coordination issues or lag. The third problem we had is that the right answer just became bring 30 healers and just DPS the boss down slowly. That's where the enrage timer came from. Enrage timers are pretty standard practice in modern World of Warcraft, but Patchwork was the first time we aggressively used an enrage timer as an explicit DPS check. And this led to the final problem that we had. Back in those days, there just wasn't robust data on how much DPS a player could realistically put out. This was before World of Logs. So we had top players in the company test every single class against target dummies to try and put out as much damage as possible. And then, because we knew that serious raiders always find clever ways to push the game to its limits, we padded Patchwork's health by an extra 30%, just for good measure. Now that we were fully straining tanks, healers, and DPS, Patchwork was ready to ship. I was the designer for the World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I mean, again, it seems shocking to so many fucking people is like how much better the players are than the internal team, and it's been a thing since fucking Classic. It's people are still surprised. I don't get it. Like, people still don't get why like the mythic end bosses, you know, the Race to World Fur bosses, aren't internally tested at the level the players do. They can't. Like, they simply can't. 14 isn't... Stop comparing WoW bosses to 14. They don't work remotely the same. Ah! Will someone put a fucking knife through my brain? I swear to God. Oh! It's so painful every time. They're not remotely similar. Holy fucking Jesus. Well, Mike, this ice cream is not the same as this toast. You're right. They're not the fucking same. They are both a food, but they're not the fucking same. Holy Jesus Christ. The only thing I think is a problem here that we struggled with in vanilla, and he didn't bring it up, is we kind of guessed. I was part of this conglomeration of thousands of people trying to figure out how Patchwork functioned. This was landed on the Hateful Strike within about 10 seconds. Like, it made sense, and it seemed to work that way all the time. It just didn't do it all the time. And that's what caused problems for a lot of people. And I suspect, and I don't have an answer for this, the game data transferring to players wasn't at that time fast enough to keep what Patchwork was doing updated, especially during Enrage when he was doing it every, like, he was like Hateful Striking every, I don't know, fucking 0.1 seconds or something stupid. I can't remember the exact numbers. And it would attack random people. It would just start killing like low health rogues and shit. It would just start wiping out all the DPS warriors, even though the data suggested that they did not have more HP than the tanks. And that's where people were like, I don't really get what's happening here. We think it's based on threat and highest HP, but it doesn't always work that way. So we need something else to figure out what it is. Because we've got like, oh, you know, the third-party tools, like, oh, you know, you'd have like threat meter or whatever, would show the tanks at the top. They have more HP, but suddenly a DPS warrior died. Why? all those kind of things. So I think it was probably just a case of the data not updating based on what we were seeing versus what the boss was actually doing in real time. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like it was commonplace because we had a general understanding of how patchwork functioned. So you would have the DPS go and standing the sludge to lower their HP because that seems to be how it works. And then it just wouldn't. And then people were wiping to it for a while, and they were like, I don't get it. Like, what is causing this? Because it can't. And then you have like it's obviously not threat and HP because that's not what's happening, which it should be. I'm angry because I used to be the guy, and I might be responsible for that. Of like, oh well, like FF and WoW are kind of the same thing, and no, no, not in the fucking least. Not in the fucking least. There is no FF scenario, besides some one-off that probably happened years ago, where somebody will go, actually, where suddenly Ignite rolling is discovered, or some fucking crazy nonsense. Or, in fact, we could snapshot these abilities if you do this, this, and this, and your dots will do 10 to 20% more damage than they're supposed to do for the continuation of the fight, right? Which happens all the fucking times in World of Warcraft. Happens all the time because gearing is a entirely different fucking thing. They have so much more creativity with talents and the way the game functions. It's far more complicated. It doesn't work the same way. FF gear is just stat sticks. And they just work with baseline spells. There's no customization at all involved with that. Any way, shape, or form. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Wow, it's more complex than 40. That's what I said. 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 Have we already got somebody finding one instance of this happening? Actually, it happened here. Yeah, but we know that's not the case, right? Clip it and ship it. Take it to the bank, baby. Take it to the bank.